This is Meg Montgomery. I'm the author and coach of the new online course called The Art of Personal Transformation. And this is the Transformation Roundtable. I'm so happy to have everyone here on the call. We've had a fabulous response, and I'm really excited about the amazing roundtable of experts. In my course, I teach the skills of transformation. When most people come across a roadblock in their life, they go into a state of fear or freak out. In the old days, that would trigger the fight or flight response, but these days it's more like, okay, I'm going to go drink myself into oblivion, or I'm going to sit on the couch, eat a bag of Doritos, or something that is completely self-destructive, and you lose out on the opportunity to improve your life. It's a double negative. The truth is that at every level, change equals opportunity. And when you're in the know, in the flow, you're riding the big old wave of life, and you say, bring it on, baby, because you know that the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. This is not only true for individuals, but for society as a whole. So here we are in this crazy economic situation. People are flipping out because they have no clue where to make a buck anymore. The reality is, in the Great Depression, there were more millionaires made than any other point in American history. And it's not because of investments or banking. It has to do with ingenuity, invention, and the desire to create a better world. Let me say that again. There were more millionaires created during the Great Depression than at any other point in American history because of ingenuity, invention, and a desire to create a better world. So when you learn to accept that change equals opportunity, you have the ability to manifest your own personal transformation. And I don't know of any more powerful or important skill that people could be using at this point in time. In my course, I call it alchemy, the ability to turn any substance into gold. So that's why I've invited these amazing women here today to show you how successful entrepreneurs have been able to incorporate transformation into their businesses and their personal lives. All right, I'm going to hand the figurative torch. Is Suparna here?
Hello?
Suparna, are you here?
I am.
Okay, hold on just one second. Suparna is the founder of an amazing organization called She Creates Change. And I have to give a short intro because I met Suparna at the end of January when I was just starting off with my venture, Women, Money, Power. And because I witnessed her incredible energy at this networking event and felt the sisterhood and the hope and the excitement, basically if I had any doubts about what I was doing, they were totally gone on that day. And so what I'm trying to say is there's no substitute for attending live events. It fuels your passion. It's the most incredible networking opportunity available, and you learn more in a day than you would in a week or a month at home. So, Suparna, you have that figurative torch, and when you're finished, you're going to hand it off to Michelle Sism. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Meg. That means a lot. Yes, so my name is Suparna Basine, and I am the founder of She Creates Change. It's a women's empowerment company dedicated to helping women live a life based on their authentic self. The main focus of my work is actually to really help women find their true calling in life. And what I'm truly finding, the company will be 2 years old next month, is this is really a holistic question about calling as women. And I'll just briefly say something about that and then use the time to talk about my transformational experience. But I think the bottom line of what I'm really realizing is we as women are growing up in so many different ways and finding our way in the world as mothers, as workers, as wives. And I just recently was interviewed in a goddess blog. She interviews different women as goddesses of the week and really understood my work to be nurturing different aspects of ourselves even as we would different goddess aspects of ourselves, to really understand who we are, what we care about, and how we're going to cultivate that. So it really is a holistic program that I run. And I've been blessed to work with over 100 women in the last 2 years to watch their transformation happen. So when you ask me about what's the most powerful transformation I've experienced in my life, interesting that this came to mind, and I guess I can't say that I'm too surprised, but in 2008 summer, it actually was probably exactly right around now, so it would have been 3 years ago, my ex-business partner, who was my best friend, they say a partnership is like a marriage. We were together for 4 years, basically took off and left everyone in the business holding the bag, took the intellectual property, closed out all the passwords, prevented everyone from doing work, and left all the investors and myself high and dry. And I never spoke to her again. And it was like the ultimate betrayal. She had created the intellectual property for that business, and it's what I used to essentially, it was my livelihood. I sold this work. It fed me. It fed the business. We still had debt. We had all kinds of things still going on. And we were in the middle of negotiating when she decided just to go ahead and run away with it, because she knew no one would pay to go after her. So the bottom line of why I name this as the most transformational experience is for, I guess, 2 reasons. Sometimes I think, and I'll speak for myself, I might have a certain way that I think things are meant to happen, and I know I'm very loyal. I also know that with this particular business, there was a strong sense of obligation and duty and loyalty, and probably what led to martyrdom, because I ultimately wasn't happy. And reflecting, the only way that I know that is because of the experience I'm in now. So I probably spent a fair amount of time daydreaming about what I would do if this went away, and because there were so many challenges and because she was so unhappy. And so I was challenged a lot, especially in the last 2 years of the business, and my career grew and I grew and my practice grew, but the business became tougher and tougher because she and I were butting heads more and more. So the bottom line is, it was one of the most traumatic experiences because she literally ran away without a word, and that to me is never the way to end something. It's like going to bed mad, but for the rest of our lives. And it forced me to start over with nothing. Like, I had no idea what I was going to do next and no version of She Creates Change. And then as quickly as I could and had to, I started this company a year later, and literally from scratch with not a clue about that it was even going to come into form. And in 2 years, I've done more work with women than I did in the entire 4 years of that business. And it just created the space for me to really do what I'm here to do, and on my terms. And I've never once daydreamed about what it would be like to leave. It doesn't occur to me that I would ever leave this, because it's mine. So I was a stepmom there, and I'm a mother here, and I really am being and living my authentic self inside of this business. So she gave me a gift.
Sounds like you turned some lead into gold there.
Yeah, I had to. Trust me, my livelihood depended on it. So, and then the interesting thing, the last thing I'll say, the interesting thing about this new business, She Creates Change, is I really, truly do not feel it came from my personality or my ego or really me. And it sounds weird to say that, but I just kind of got up one day and it came through me, and it came very fast. And so there's no way I'm smart enough to have thought it up all on my own. Like, I really mean that, because I didn't even have the idea until July or August of 2009, and I had the entire curriculum written by October. So it literally was just, I think I was just meant to get out of the way so it could just come through, and I've just been revising it ever since. But I'm so clear, like a child, like it's bigger than you are. So it's my child, because I'm not a mother, nor do I intend to become one of a physical baby. So yeah, that's my story.
Excuse me. That's a really important story, and I think that it really illustrates the point that, when you are aware of how powerful the opportunities are, then the opportunities come to you. And that's really wonderful. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, Michelle Sissom.
Hi. Thank you. I am Michelle Sissom, the results lady from DecisiveMinds.com. And you know how people start businesses because they want to change the world, get their blessings out into the world and make a boatload of money, and then they get out there and they realize, oh, it doesn't just come to you. So that's when they start looking for me, when they realize they need a little help to figure out how to get their clients. And I help people just expand their vision, expand their business, and mostly using online services and social media. I get to teach people how to use social media to promote their businesses, and I absolutely love that. I created Decisive Minds in January of 2010, and that is what we focus on. We focus on helping people get their word out into the world. So I absolutely love that. And when you asked about our most powerful transformation, it was interesting to look back over the many transformations I've been through in my life. But I thought that the most powerful one is probably, it occurred when my children were very young. My daughter was 3 and my son was 1, and my husband and I had been married about 8 or 9 years at that point. I was very shy, but also had no self-esteem. I was the person who always wanted to just kind of melt into the wall, not be noticed. It was really interesting at that point, I guess, compared to who I am now. But I heard one day, I just had the TV on. I happened to be home from work for some reason that day. I had the TV on, Oprah was on, and I don't even know who was on her panel that day, but someone was speaking, and a woman stood up in the audience, and she just kind of spilled out my story. My kids, my life is miserable, my kids are small, and they're always crying, and my husband doesn't pay any attention to me, all those things I always said in my own head. And whoever was speaking on Oprah's show just said, you know what? It's all your fault. When are you going to start taking responsibility? How do those other people control your life? And he just, let her have it. But to me, it was the light bulb moment, that aha moment. It was like, oh, my gosh, I'm letting everyone else control my situation. When am I going to take control over my own life? And so I just decided to do that. I stood up and figured it out and changed the entire direction of my life. That I'll never forget that moment in time. It was very, very transformational. I just decided to start standing up for myself and become the person that I was supposed to be and start to get my gifts out into the world. So that has been absolutely amazing and really changed my entire direction. So I don't know what else you wanted us to say here, Meg, but that
Michelle,
was
that's such an amazing story, because now you are the inspiration for thousands of people.
Maybe I should share that story more often.
Wow. Yeah, girl. Awesome story. I love it. Fantastic. All right. Okay, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
No, I'll wait till we go through the questions and stuff. Go ahead.
All righty. So the next person to get the torch is Wendy Y. Bailey.
Hi there.
Hi there.
I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I'm the creator and founder of Group Coaching Mastery, where I actually train coaches, speakers, and other training professionals on how to build successfully profitable group coaching programs using neurolinguistic programming. Now, it's always interesting to me that people see me as the group coaching lady, and they think that's the breadth and width of what I do. Group coaching is really a whole lot more than just group coaching. I started out coaching a little more than 9 years ago now. Last month I celebrated my 9th year as a coach. And the thing that I realized is that every experience that I ever had brought me to the place of coaching. every job, every relationship, every conversation, every skill I learned, every training class and course I went through really helped me to recognize that I was meant to be a coach. And through all of those work experiences and relationships and volunteer work and all the things that I did, I grew skills as part of that process. And so what I do today is more than group coaching. I really help business owners leverage their skills and talents to make more money, to be more productive, to be more resourceful, and ultimately to be more successful in their businesses. So that's really what I do. And that story that I just shared is a bigger part of my transformation than you might imagine. Like Michelle, I feel like there are little transformations and there are big transformations, and if you're not in a state of transformation at any given point in time, you're standing still and you're growing stagnant. You know, moss is growing under your feet and you're not moving and you're a dull person. So transformation has to be a way of life in order for you to grow. The biggest point of transformation for me most recently, with that said, is about 2 years ago. September will be 2 years ago. I got really, really sick. And I didn't quite know what was going on with me, but I had been told for many years that I was pre-diabetic. And over the years, I just had not paid attention because I was such a workaholic at the time, to the fact that I had gained so much weight. I just, I was in the house. I was not really active. I was, doing events and going places. But for the most part, I was working at home and eating my way through whatever came up in my life. And so when I was diagnosed as a full-fledged diabetic, after being sick for so long, it really freaked me out. It was clearly something that I felt like caused me to lose control in my life and in my business. And what I realized was that I had a lot more power than I gave myself credit for having. After I was diagnosed, the doctor immediately put me on insulin because my sugar levels were so high. And about a week and a half into the process of injecting myself, I called the doctor and I said, so how do I get off of this stuff? Because I don't like this shooting myself up every day. And she said, well, the fact that you're asking that question means that you will probably be someone that comes off of it. 8 weeks into injecting myself, I came off of the insulin, and I have not been back on the insulin. The transformation with me was drastic. I changed the way that I eat. I changed the way that I take care of myself. My health became a real focus for me, and it still is today. Doesn't mean I don't have times when I get sick from being a diabetic. What it means is I feel a greater sense of power because of the transformation that having the disease, the illness, really created for me. It means for me, I'm not a workaholic. I work hard, and I'm very resourceful in the way that I work. But if I need to take a nap during the day, I can go take a nap. If I need to, if I need to take a break because I'm feeling a little stressed or overwhelmed, I take that break. And all of those things really do contribute to your health, and you have to pay attention to those. So for me, the greatest transformation most recently I've experienced was being sick, coming out of being sick, as sick as I was, and recognizing the authority I truly have over my life and business. From a business perspective, my business initially took a big hit. And what I found is my way back to it by learning how to change the things that I did in my business and adapt more to the focus I had on my health. So if there's something that you can learn from my transformation, it's you've got to take care of yourself first. It's the flight safety instructions all over again. When you're traveling on a plane, they tell you if you're traveling with someone who's unable to take care of themselves, put the mask on yourself. if the pressure in the cabin drops, put the mask on yourself first, and then you can take care of them. That's what you have to do as a business owner as well. You have to take care of yourself first, and then you can see your way to serve others in your community.
Agreed. Absolutely true. And you know what? Health is your most precious asset.
Absolutely,
and,
it is.
You know, sometimes you don't recognize that until you lose it, and so it's better to pay the grocer than pay the doctor, as they say. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I'm glad you're healthy now, Wendy Y.
Thank you. Glad to be here. This is delightful.
Yeah, this is a wonderful, wonderful experience. All right, so we are now going to pass the torch to Ms. Katarina Rando.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, everybody. I'm Katarina Rando, and I help women build thriving businesses by being loud and proud about who they are and the value that they bring. And what we do is we teach public speaking, we get people published, and we also do not only individual author books, but multi-author books on a variety of topics, all with the intention of not only publishing our authors and co-authors, but teaching them how to use their books to build their business. And I would say in getting ready for our time together today, there have been lots and lots and lots of transformational moments, times in my personal and professional life. So it's kind of hard to pick one. I will pick one, though, because I also want to share, I guess, the lesson in it. And I believe that transformation only comes from being bold, meaning stepping out of your comfort zone, trying something new, being a yes to an opportunity that you would usually say no to, taking a different path, really stepping up and stepping out. And I've been in business for 17 years now, long time, coaching, speaking, training, helping women in their businesses. And a few years ago, I was teaching a class really all around how to position yourself as an expert. And in private, everybody in the class was telling me that they wanted to write a book and get their book done. And at some point, after about 3 or 4 ladies had said this to me, a little light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, this is what my clients want. I can be the one to help them with that. And that's how we got into the publishing business. And really what I did was, initially I just saw it as a project. Let me get all these ladies together, we'll put together the project, and I'll have a self-publishing house do the publishing for us. Well, what happened was, as I got into this project and I hired a company to help me, they didn't make me and my 20 clients their number one priority. They didn't make our little project their huge priority. And that wasn't consistent with how I like to serve my clients. So I decided that we would have to do it ourselves, put together my own team. And, you know, being bold is also about stepping fully in, you know, not just doing it halfway, doing it 100%. And we did this first book, and I spent 8 months getting this project done, doing nothing else, not putting any other attention on any of the other many aspects of my business. And as a result, I had to do a second book to pay for the first book, and the third book to pay for the second book. And by that point, we really knew what we were doing, and then we have developed and built a full-fledged dynamic publishing company that I think is very unique because of the training that we provide for everyone. And so my point here is that we often miss the opportunities that come before us because we don't step up and step into them because, of course, it's scary, it's something new, maybe uncharted territory, and that by being willing to step up, we can open a whole new arenas for ourselves personally and professionally. And all of this is really under what I teach as an umbrella about being loud and proud about who we are and the value that we bring, because writing, speaking, doing what Meg is doing today with putting together her own virtual events, these are all examples of being loud and proud. Blogging, doing telesummits. Michelle, who's with us on the call, has done her own live events, which I'm so excited to have visited, gone to, and spoken at. We're now doing our own live events, the Sought After Speaker Summit and the Business Breakthrough Summit. And all of these are examples of being loud and proud, stepping up, stepping out. And the thing is, and I just want everybody to take a deep breath here because I'll do the same. The thing is here that usually what we do is, not everybody, but many women, we compare ourselves to other people. Oh, they're more experienced than me. They've got more credentials. They're more successful. They've got more education, whatever it is, and we are using the wrong yardstick. The yardstick to use, the measurement, is, do you bring value? And if you feel that you have value to bring, then you absolutely can step into whatever it is that you want, whatever vehicle you want to bring value through. A radio show, a podcast, your own event, all of these things. Because it's when you decide that you're going to be loud and proud about what you have to offer and the value that you bring, that more opportunities come to you. And that's when true transformation just happens. I just had lunch right before our call today with a woman that I met on a virtual event who then came to my live event, and now we're going to partner on something else. And all of those are examples of not only me stepping out, but her stepping out too. And it's really important for us to look at, if I could say as a daily success practice, is where in our life can we step up and step out even more, in our personal life, in our business life, in our relationship, and all of those things will result in personal transformation. So that's my intention and encouragement for everybody on this call.
Hear, hear. I think that's really amazing advice, Katerina, because so many people starting out, they just don't know where to start or how to start. And the reality is that all you need to do is take that first step, and then you'll be amazed at who comes out to greet you. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, especially, you know, and this is my experience, and maybe it's not true for everybody, but women are out to help each other. And there's a huge movement going on right now, and it's been going on for a while, but it's gaining so much steam. And all you need to do is just start, you know. So thanks for saying that. I think it's a really important point.
Right.
It's great. Okay, we're going to pass the torch on to Ms. Jenny P., the Dream Warrior.
Thank you, Meg. Oh, good evening, ladies. It's wonderful to be in such illustrious company and bring a little English accent to the party. My name is Jenny, a.k.a. the Dream Warrior. I'm finding it quite difficult to categorize myself in one sentence because I wear so many hats. But I guess if you took what I do and the way that I help people to its most essential, it is that I champion people's dreams because I feel it in my heart and I feel them in my DNA. So I have various ways of expressing that and helping people with that in a highly practical ways, and which Meg knows well and is part of. Right now, I'm helping heart-inspired entrepreneurs, especially lady entrepreneurs, who have a big message to bring to the world and want to know how to leverage it. Often we find that people, heart-inspired entrepreneurs, aren't necessarily that at marketing and getting their visibility and their branding, and as well as living their dreams. And I've devised a very, very clever, topical, contemporary vehicle for them to be able to do that, and at the same time have lots of fun in their business and simplify their life and avoid overwhelm and all those things that we're faced with in such, in this rather crazy topsy-turn time. So my essence is always has different expressions according to what the market needs, or or the way that I express it. So that's a highly practical way that I'm doing that right at the moment. So I am the CEO and founder of the visionary multimedia marketing platform Realize eZine, of which we're very, very proud that Michelle Sissom is also a contributor, and that is based on a philosophy which I work with in my business, which we call 1 and 1 makes 3, and it is simply means that in enabling another to obtain something that they desire, your own desires come manifold. And I walk my talk with that in every single area of my life and my business. And I have to say that in the last 6 months, I've had the most incredible developments in my business because of absolutely epitomizing that tenet, if you like. So we've kind of exploded our visibility and our reputation and our know, like, and trust and our branding by living and breathing this philosophy, which is a heart philosophy, and it is also a very, very sound economic philosophy as well. So that's one project. The other one is that I am now helping with the same vehicle, which is a publishing new mobile publishing magazine technology. That I'm using that to help heart-inspired entrepreneurs get massive visibility over social media and beyond. So that's the exciting ways that I'm expressing that at the moment. The transformation is interesting. Now, just to give you a very quick canned recap, I've fulfilled my dreams all of my life. I never asked anybody's permission to walk straight into my dreams. Jobs were not an option for me. And I've had just about every career under the sun except car mechanic, and whether it's restaurants or property, all sorts of things. And I'm absolutely fabulously enthusiastic about this new online era with all its challenges and all its opportunities and possibilities, because I think it's absolutely awesome. So the biggest thing that I've realized, Meg, recently, again, like the others, I thought about some of my past transformations and the things I've overcome in my life. Actually, one of the biggest ones that I've realized lately is so contemporary, and I think this is the one that can help listeners now, and the one that many online entrepreneurs can use as well. And it was this. It was that I walked straight into my dreams. I rebelled from my very, very standard upper middle class background, where my parents wanted me to get a very respectable job and career, and decided to pursue my dream as a horse dancer. Now, it took me quite a long time to do that. It took me moving countries. I moved to France. I live in the south of France now, and a lot of personal changes to actually bring that dream to fruition. And I've fulfilled many dreams, traveling and meeting the love of my life. I have the most amazing health. I live in an incredible place. I've got 2 beautiful daughters. I do what I want every single day. And the biggest transformation of all is that for so many years, society, my family, everybody, the voices that I heard were, get real, be realistic, You'll never make money. Get real. Be realistic. Stop doing. And the times that I was unhappy in my life or that things went wrong were the times when I stopped following my heart and following my dreams. And I thought, oh yeah, well maybe they're right. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. And I listened to others. And then there were certain things that have developed in the last year or so in the development of online marketing in this new incredible information era, and it is this. It is that everybody has a purpose, as is it Suprana? I hope it's Supana or Supana said in the beginning, and we all have a purpose and we all have a calling, and I've been aware of that since I was very, very small. And all of a sudden, it feels like this is our time. This is our time. This is the time to say that we have a message. This isn't just esoteric, esoteric woo-woo. This makes economic sense. This makes sound marketing sense to be in touch with our dreams, our purpose, our calling, and to find highly technical and efficient ways to use that calling and use the message and serve others with it. So all of a sudden, I've realized in the last year or two, I was right. It was like all those years, I was kind of in resistance slightly, living my dreams, sometimes quite precariously, but nevertheless achieving some amazing things. But always with this, I shouldn't be talking about this, or I shouldn't be doing it really, or maybe this is just for Saturdays and Sundays. And then realize, now seeing people like Greg Habstritt and Brendan Burchard and Mary Morrissey and so many more, Janet and Chris Atwood, absolutely at the top of the ladder, living their true calling, and this now is the time when I have stepped into my greatness. And because I've been doing this all my time, and the thing that I wanted to share very, very quickly is that what I've always been doing, what I realize that you do, the old school, the old male patriarchal way of doing it was you have your career, you have your business, and you save up for your dreams in the future. Your dreams are always in the future. Whatever you want to do, your goals is always in the future. And what I've been doing all my life and what I've realized works so beautifully and what is so timely is that when you work from your dreams instead of working to your dreams, your world tilts in a blink. When you can access the feeling of achieving your dreams and your goals and your purpose instantly, and you live from that and you work from that and you build your business from that, whatever that business is, then you access it instantly, and all of a sudden the most amazing, incredible, miraculous things happen. For a start, you don't feel like you're needing to achieve things all the time because you're already living it. So that's one thing, that the biggest transformation that I've been through is actually very, very recent, in the last year or so, that I realized that actually what I've been doing instinctively all of my life was actually what was serving me the best. And now I know how to articulate it and to teach it to others. There you go.
And you know what, Jenny, that's right on point, because when you're not doing what you should be doing, you're presented with all these roadblocks that stop you, and people don't recognize those roadblocks, and they don't know how to deal with them. So when you start doing what you're supposed to be doing in your life, the roadblocks disappear and your path becomes clear. And I think that's a beautiful point. Really, really well taken. Awesome. Wow. Okay. Well, and you know what, Jenny P is doing some amazing stuff, and I know several of us on the call have taken part in the Real Life Evening, and it's a really magnificent advertising platform that you should all check out. So, okay. Now we're going to go to Winnipeg, Canada, with Julie Henderson.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Meg. And it's so good to be here. I'm Julie Henderson of ExpectSuccessBeUnstoppable.com, and I'm also the published author of Expect Success, Be Unstoppable, A Woman's Secret Recipe. And I had a couple transformations that really, I say that, that I want to mention. And one of them was as a result of a near fatal head-on car accident. And that was a life-changing event. And it did create a lot of challenges for me, but it was where I learned one of the most life-changing lessons. And that was, I believe that you always have a choice. You can be negative or positive. You can either blame others or take responsibility for those choices. And these really are the keys to shaping your life. And another, I feel, is a more powerful transformation, even though that was certainly a significant event that made a difference. But a more powerful transformation occurred, and it wasn't that long ago. And I think this is really important for the listeners because I'm sure a lot can relate. As a young girl growing up in a small farm, I had dreams. Yet there were events that occurred in my life that left an imprint. In fact, they scarred me. And so I developed beliefs about myself. I would seek approval. I wanted to be liked. And what happened is I realized how those beliefs set me on a path to make the choices I did. And these choices led to disappointments and rejections, a lot of setbacks and challenges and mistakes. And so much so that I just thought that I messed up so much that there was no hope for me or my dreams. And so for years I clung to those thoughts, all those lies. And really it didn't help matters either when I had people in my life that would chime in to support my self-doubt. And so over the years my spirit was broken and my self-esteem was just at an all-time low. I knew that there was more to life. I knew there was something missing. I felt like I had purpose. But it was just, for years, I was just stuck. And I was stuck in my head, and I was stuck in my life. And I would always think to myself, when I get more confident, and when I feel better about myself, then I would do this, and then I would do that, and then. And so I just waited and waiting for things to change. And then one day I just really got tired of my pity parties, and I decided that I needed to take control of my life. And I shifted my thinking, and that had kept me prisoner of my own insecurities. And then I began to see the world as less threatening and more joyful and peaceful. And I started to see myself as someone who had purpose. And so as I learned how to overcome my challenges and move forward in my life, I discovered that what I really wanted to do was to teach other women to do the same and to make a difference. Because I think that some of these things that happen a lot of time to women is they feel like they have had events that have prevented them or held them back from going and doing what they really want to do. And so by sharing my story, and that was what motivated me to write my book, was to share my story, and so that I could help other women, empower them to create the life that they want and deserve too. So I really wanted to get my message out. And I like what Jenny said about just listening to your heart. I think for years, I know for myself, I knew that there was things that I wanted to do, but because I started telling myself these lies, and I would almost stuff those dreams back down inside myself, and that little voice would always be crying out and just want to come out. And when I decided to let go of some of my own self-limiting beliefs, and certainly it wasn't that I did it alone, it was some of the strategies that I use is something that I do teach my clients to do. And in order to do that and just really recognize the things that have held you back, and for me it was a key that really unlocked the door, and it helped me to be free to be who I am. And I feel like I am more. I like myself, I'm authentic, I love other people, I just want to serve others, I want to get my message out and really be a mentor for other women. So that really was one of my biggest transformations.
That's amazing, Julie. And you know what? I mean, how exciting to now be a published author, you know. It's a common theme. I think that a lot of women don't feel empowered to go after their dreams, and it's a decision that you make. You know, there's something maybe has to happen in your life where you say, okay, you know what, nothing's ever going to stop me again from going and living the life of my dreams, and there's never been a time like now to do that. So congratulations for all that you've achieved.
Thanks.
Absolutely magnificent. Okay, and we are now going to visit Detroit and Sheila Hawkins. You've got the torch, Sheila.
Thanks, Meg. It's really an honor to be part of this group, part of this panel. So once again, thank you for involving me. I am Sheila Hawkins of Third Eye Group, and I've become known as the Do It in Time Diva. That name was given to me by someone close to me, and when everybody else heard what she had to say, they all agreed that, yeah, that's who you are. So that's how I've come to be known as the Do It in Time Diva, and it really is indicative of how much what I do is a part of me. It really is part of my personality. I help busy female solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and small business owners increase their productivity by helping them create new habits and environments that support them, helping them get things done so that they have time for themselves and their family, and also are able to impact their bottom line in a positive way. And I do that through hands-on organizing of office and home office spaces, coaching to assist time management and achieving goals, and creating systems to help increase productivity and personalize those things, because I truly believe that how we organize ourselves it's a personal matter. It's not a one-size-fits-all type of deal. And in looking back and in thinking about, say, what the most powerful transformation in my life has been, I came to the conclusion that the most powerful transformation in my life, say thus far, was when I experienced a loss after house fire. We lost just about everything that we owned, which wasn't wholly a positive experience, as you can imagine, from the very beginning. My son, who was 9 at the time, and we were away from home, and I got a call from a neighbor saying that our house was on fire. And I remember how my heart just kind of sank, and the disbelief that I experienced in hearing her say, your house is on fire. You know, I kind of went into this, I don't know, almost a time warp, like, okay, what she's saying is not true. It can't be real. But then all the way home, I'm thinking that, and pulled up in front of the house and had that experience all over again. I just sank even lower when I finally made it there to see that, yeah, it was true. The fire was out, and we were allowed to go inside, and only to discover that we had lost just about everything. And it was pretty emotionally and mentally devastating. And a part of me felt cheated somehow. And I remember wondering and asking why. Like, why did this have to happen? You know, I was on a roll. Why did this happen? And the days and weeks that followed were, needless to say, pretty difficult to get through. I really struggled through every moment of every day, working to put those pieces back together. The one thing that kept me going was my son. He needed me, and I absolutely had to be there. There was no other option. I had to be there. I had to put those pieces back together. And I had to do this not just for myself, but I had to do it for him. And the most important thing that I got was that the reality of the situation was that I could continue to struggle to get it together, or I could take advantage of the opportunity that was before me. And, you know, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, too. But in realizing that, I chose to allow what happened, the fire, to transform me. I was going to take back the power that I was giving over to that experience. I had a lot of personal power that I was just giving over to what had happened. So I decided that I was going to take back the power that I gave over to that experience and be the phoenix rising from the ashes. So I let myself think about, okay, so what does that look like anyway? Like, what does my life look like? How is my life going to change? And how am I going to change? And I let that vision be my reminder of the purpose that experience really was there to serve in my life. You know, it wasn't that the universe was out to get me and take all my stuff, because, you know, stuff can be replaced. But it really was truly there to serve a purpose. And, excuse me, it didn't take away what I had. It really didn't, because really what I had was inside of me. If it had really taken away anything from me, then it would have taken away my ability to recapture that personal power and allow that experience to transform me. But it really did give me something new, and it afforded me an opportunity to grow in really all areas of my life. So that was my stepping stone. It allowed me to build new things in my personal life and in my business life. So once I allowed the experience to serve me, it became a positive experience. And I was able to see it from a whole different perspective, and also have a new perspective and a new view on life. And what I wanted, I was able to set new goals and really take my dreams that I had at the time and really start to pursue them. And really ended up being very thankful for the experience, because it allowed me to see that I can make anything happen. You know, to reiterate that for myself, that I can make anything happen as long as I chose to use that experience as an opportunity rather than something to tear me down.
Wow, Sheila, that's so powerful. That is very powerful. How many stories have we just heard now about people who've undergone like really drastic situations and come out of it flying higher than they ever would have imagined before? I mean, it's so magnificent. And each of the people who've experienced these things, you know, they will never be stopped again. They will never be stopped by circumstance. And this is the beauty of being able to incorporate the concept of transformation into your life instead of letting the roadblocks stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. And, you know, I really appreciate each one of you giving your time here today and sharing your really personal stories, because, you know, this is going to help so many people to understand, you know, it's not as hard as you think it is to move forward and reach for your dreams. It's, you know, there's an awesome community out here, awesome community, and I am so thrilled to be a part of it. You know, I'm one tiny little microcosm of all the great stuff that's happening out there, and there's never been a better time to just go out there and make it happen for yourself. So, now, we're kind of running out of time here, so it looks like I'm going to have another teleseminar on the concept of the exciting changes that are happening in the online business world. So what we're going to do now at this point is a few people have some prizes that they'd like to give out. And so to the people who are listening to the live teleseminar, this is your chance to win a prize. And I'm going to start out, and people can take my example here. I'm going to ask a question. And the first person who emails me at meg@artofpersonaltransformation.com is going to win a copy of my new ebook, The Art of Personal Transformation. It's literally hot off the digital presses. And I actually haven't given it to anybody yet. It's just really brand new. So whoever can answer the question, who wrote the book, The Alchemist? First person to send an email with Art of Personal Transformation wins. All right, and I know, Jenny P., you have some gifts you want to give out?
I would love to offer our listeners to visit http://realizezine.com, which is the site where we host our free incredible e-zine, and it's I'll spell that. It's REALIZEZINE, realizezine.com, and read the July-ish or the June issue that's on the front page, because it's all about abundance for a start. So it's absolutely a cornucopia of abundance. And in the back there is a heart-inspired directory, heart-inspired traders directory, and all of our listeners tonight are invited to sign up on the realizezine.com site and have a year's free SEO advertising in the Realize E-zine. You can have your URL, your description, your keywords, everything, and get all the backlinking and the TLC and the back rubbing and everything that goes with it.
That's great. Awesome. A whole year. Fantastic. Okay, does anybody else have something that they'd like to give away?
I do, Meg. This is Sheila.
Okay.
What I'd like to give away is my Personalizing Time Management audio series. It's a series of 3 audios that take people through the process of finding, discovering what their time management personality is, and a tool that fits that personality, and then setting it up for optimization and creating a whole system around managing time. And the question that I'll pose for the first person who emails me at Sheila, that's SHEILA, at thirdeyegroup.org, is about Covey's quadrant. Which quadrant is the quadrant that you want to find yourself operating out of on a daily basis?
Okay, that's a hard one, Sheila.
This is Wendy Y.
Okay, Wendy Y.
The gift that I have is the 2010 Group Coaching Profits Telesummit. Now, the word telesummit is a bit of a surprise, because I delivered 5 hours of content all about how to be profitable using group coaching as your vehicle. Talked a lot about strategies that you can put into practice right away. So it's 5 downloadable MP3s, and roughly about an hour each, all from the 2010 Group Coaching Profits Telesummit. And the question is, what is the difference between group coaching and a mastermind group? And they can email me at Wendy Y, that's WENDYY, at groupmastery.com.
Beautiful. That's very nice.
Hey, Meg, this is Michelle.
Okay, Michelle.
I'll throw in something a little different. I have a product that I call How I Grew My Facebook Fan Page from 1 to 1,026 fans in 30 days. So I would love to share that with someone, and they can get more information about that, just to let everybody know where that is, at www.yourfanpagesuccess.com. And my question, if whoever can answer this question, it's not that difficult, is can you name the movie that was recently made about Facebook? So the first person that can name the movie can email me. My email address is Michelle with one L, MICHELE, at Decisive Minds with an S, so DECISIVEMINDS.com. So that's Michelle at decisiveminds.com. The first one who can answer the name of the movie about Facebook gets the product.
Excellent. That's great.
This is Katerina.
Okay, Katerina.
Hey, okay, so I'm going to skip the question because there's a lot of questions to answer. So I'll just say for everybody that's listening, I believe that those that show up go up, as I'm sure you've heard, and you get credit for just showing up. And anybody that emails me at cat@thrivebooks.com, cat@thrivebooks.com, I will gift you my special report on public speaking with ease, how to be a confident and compelling speaker every time. I will also gift you a MP3 on how to create influence to create what you want for yourself in your life. And if when you email me, I will also send you a 50% discount coupon for both the Sought After Speaker Summit and the Business Breakthrough Summit. So we'll get you going from all angles. Again, that's cat@thrivebooks.com. My $20 special report, yours for free, on being a confident and compelling speaker every time, and my MP3 on using influence for yourself in your life. And that's from our recent book, Savvy Leadership Strategies for Women. That's an interview that we did.
That's
Thank you.
Powerful stuff right there. Wow, great.
This is Julie.
Okay, Julie?
Yes, I just like any of our listeners just to go to receive a gift at this website. And it is www.womenssuccesssecrets.com.
And what are they going to get when they go there, Julie?
They have it's an audio with a bonus strategy
Okay.
session.
That's
womenssuccesssecrets.com. Just go there and sign up, and you'll get your free gift.
Fabulous.
Well, bonus gift.
Well, this is one group of generous ladies here. This is amazing, and I hope that the listeners have really gotten a lot. I know I have just by listening to these stories. I am just like totally geared up to go and jump on the next thing. And this is amazing. I really, really can't thank you enough for spending your time with us today. And I'm going to be making a movie out of this MP3, and I will probably post it by Friday or Saturday at artofpersonaltransformation.com/roundtable. So I thank you so much, and we will have to do another teleseminar about the changes that are happening in small business online, because really and truly there are such powerful things happening that people need to know about, and I know some of you are already involved in that as well. So this is Doug Montgomery signing off. Thank you all so much for being here. We hope you've gotten a lot out of this teleseminar, and we look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care.